Good evening, guys. It is Thursday, therefore we now look into platinum. Again, I think Monday was uranium, then we had gold, then we had silver, and now we have platinum. Looking at platinum itself, but also against, the Nasdaq, for instance, or PPI, inflation, what have we, money supply. We will see where platinum is, and I just cleaned up the charts before I went on, and I can easily say that platinum, once it starts to move, and it will do that above 1050, it's actually also the point on many charts where it will start to outperform a lot of things all at once. So I have a very good eye on platinum, because I think platinum could be, when we break, you will have 2 years of absolutely stunning outperformance and gains in platinum. That's my take on platinum. Again, when will we get that break above roughly 1050? Difficult, we don't know, but it is coming. I am very confident in that call, and I'm ready for when that happens. I am very much ready. So you can see the list here. We have it there, roughly 12 charts more or less. Platinum measured against various things like gold, SPX, Nasdaq, housing. Yes, housing. Again, money in circulation, PPI, M2 money supply, global debt. We will see where we stand. The charts are, I wouldn't say similar, but the past 4 years are very similar, because platinum has this very clean wedge pattern going on for 4 years. So therefore, the past 4 years on almost all charts are somewhat identical. Not against the SPX and Nasdaq though, but we will look into this here. So this is my setup as we speak here for platinum. And what you can see is, again, once we trigger 1050, these targets comes into play. Again, first target will be roughly 1300, a bit more. Then we have 1570. Flagpole, almost the highs from up here at roughly 1900. Again, overperformance. Yes, we could also see the all-time high getting hit during that. We will see that, but I'm not sure if we'll get it in the initial move up here. So let's zoom in here on platinum. And speaking of, this is the wedge that I'm looking at. Insanely clean. Very, very, very clean wedge pattern here. Started to build, roughly 4 years ago. May 2021. You can see we actually rallied here. Mega rally there. Sharp decline, bear flag, game over. You can see the same on oil. When you see that kind of move with a very clean bear flag, you often go into a long, decline, bottoming, and then go again. Again, if you would have asked me if, again, it would take this long, absolutely not. But again, to me, this is the rounding bottom kind of thing going on, and we will do that, pull back, and then we're gonna just absolutely completely smash it there. And given the duration here, I think it could be very, very, very swift going up there. So you can see here we have resistance here, big one. This one goes back to the highs of 2011, by the way. And then we have the blue one here connecting these highs here. And once we start to trade north of that pivot there, making the higher high and breaking out of those two trend lines, 1050 is the big goal level for platinum. At that point in time, I will say platinum is a great investment, and yes, the miners should do well. But from what we have seen, maybe initially the metal is better, and then later on miners. Again, for that to be investigated, you have to look at the ratio between the metal and that specific stock to see which is the better one to get into. So again, we're waiting here. We can zoom in here on the 2 hourly. This is beautiful. This is very, very beautiful, because since 2025 we are making higher lows, flat ceiling. And what happened here, again, you can completely see the change in candlesticks. Again, look at the green bars here compared to the others. Very clean, swift change in sentiment. And we have the inverted head and shoulders. It might not be because they're all the way down here, but we have broken that trend line, and we're going higher. We could backtest and all that, but I think this is the route, and we might have a little last one there, and then we're breaking out. Again, we're just watching. That could be the final low here before eventually breaking out. So really cool price action. And again, if you want to buy platinum here, I'm all for it, by the way, buying it here. Stop loss below there. Just, again, in case we're going to do this for some time and then break out, right? That can, of course, happen. So very short stop loss here on platinum with the expectations, 4% by the way, roughly, with the expectations that this is where we grind it out and break, and we run to roughly 2K. Very good risk reward there. Good. We will go here to platinum here in world currency units, and for some reason that is all messed up like that. So again, very clean, very simple. This is the platinum measured in a basket of currencies. We have 4 years of sideways action. A ton of energy is built up in the system for platinum. And what I am noting here since May 2024 is actually yet another, fractal within the fractal. This, I've seen it many, many times, and very, very often, boom, that's what we're getting. This is the setup to go in before you get the breakout, like a little 1 to 5 wave count there. Look at that, beautiful. Once we start to trade roughly north, 3% from here, I think platinum is running, and it's gonna run very, very fast. Yeah, of course, could be wrong, but again, that is really what I'm eyeing here for platinum. I do think we're very close, and yeah, once we break the bigger one, of course, the bigger one there, all bets are off for platinum. First stop will be the highs here, of course, but ultimately, yes, way higher. Good. Same thing here. Now we measure platinum against CPI, against the CPI. I didn't say that. You did. CPI. Good. Again, look at the underperformance that we have had in platinum, and again we have the wedge here going down a little bit more. The others were sideways. This one is sloping a bit more down because inflation has gone up so much while platinum stayed flat. Therefore you get the downslope on this ratio. And again, once this breaks, again, we're starting to outperform also inflation. So we want to break here, and then once we take out the lows here, that horizontal line at roughly 3.4, then we're going to attack the longer term. You can see the highs from up here, and we're going to break for platinum. Again, it all hangs when and if we break that one. In my opinion, it's when we break this to the upside, when we, again here on the platinum chart, break the wedge to the upside, that's when things are where you want to be, really. Good. Again, what the bleep is that? Anyway, this is platinum divided by gold, and so this is the platinum to gold ratio. Insanely uneven chart, right? Really difficult here due to this whole just basically completely underperforming. And again, at some point in time, I do believe we're going to get a V shape, and then we go, and that will happen when we break out from the wedge on all the other charts. Actually, insanely oversold here, and volume is kicking in. So at some point in time, when we start to see the snapback, right, people are gonna go long platinum and short gold. They basically buy the ratio, so they buy the spread between the two. So they are not buying the metals themselves, but they are buying the spread between these two guys here. And I think that will be a period where platinum will actually outperform gold quite heavily. It doesn't mean that gold will go down. It just means it will go up less than platinum. I think the mean here is roughly 1. if we were to look at this going back here, if we do like a split here in the middle of the chart, right? You could argue that again, 1 here ratio is a good mean, and we are now at 0.3. So you could have 3x more value in platinum compared to gold. Again, if we just mean revert a little bit, that's cool. Platinum against the SPX, clearly, you know, underperformance, outperformance, underperformance. Once we break the blue channel here, outperformance, right? That's how I see it. And how high could we go initially? I will say, once we break the blue, I would charge against that one there, right? Boom, something like that, and then we start to pull back. If we get that move, that will be from 0.2 to 1 in the ratio, meaning platinum could outperform over, you know, 5-7 years the SPX quite heavily, quite heavily, just like it did over here when we broke that little channel there, right? Same thing. We started to again bottom out, and we started to heavily outperform for roughly 10 years until we met the global financial crisis, and then again we switched, and I think we could see the same here. So that channel there is the one that I'm looking at on the ratio. Basically the same thing applies for platinum against the Nasdaq. Basically the same thing. So yeah, I'm looking for the, like that, you know, same thing applies there. Underperformance, outperformance, underperformance, at some point outperformance against the Nasdaq. And again, once we break, you can see we have a lot of room to actually do better for platinum. Again, it's a ratio, so there are multiple ways that we can meet the target there, by the way. Keep that in mind. Again, it could be that the Nasdaq goes down 80%. It's just theory, and platinum only goes down 20%. That's still outperformance, or staying the same, right? That's still outperformance. So platinum here divided by the housing markets, and yeah, again, if this was a stock, that would be a very clean downtrend, and you're now squeezing up here, and that squeeze, if it breaks to the upside, you have platinum with a roughly 15-year breakout of a channel and a 4-year wedge. If you break to the upside, if that was a stock, you would be buying that all day long, because you are again thinking, due to the 2 mega breakouts, that that stock, in this case ratio, will go way higher, right? So again, nothing will happen in here. You're just gonna sit and wait. But once we break, hopefully, completely shift and change in sentiment here, and platinum should go way up against the housing market. Little door, window, good, right? That one, platinum will be a better play. Good. Next one here, money in circulation, and that was a very, very steep line, and it doesn't matter because the main focus is still again the 4-year wedge. In this case, basically gone flat, and to me, what happened there in 2020, this is a blow off top in the ratio. Again, this holds true until and if we take it out. I don't think we will. That's a blow off top, meaning what happens here will be a breakdown in the ratio. Therefore, again, we have to flip it on its head here, because again, you can see the pair is switched, so we have to invert this. So once we break the upside here, that's when platinum outperforms the money in circulation. And you can also see here the downtrend broken, breaking out, oscillating. I think it's going to snap back heavily. I really do believe that. Okay, for some reason, my trading view is just messed up here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is the platinum divided by the PPI, the producer price index, same wedge pattern. So again, I'll not go into too much detail, but again, anyway we break here, I think it's going to break to the upside. I think we have had the big spiller and the third leg, and now we're ready to charge higher, also outperforming Again, this wedge pattern here on all charts is the key takeaway to platinum. Good old platinum. Good, 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 good. Let's go further here. M2 money supply divided by platinum. And yeah, very clean, by the way. Downtrend broken. And we have this wedge going on here with an extended, a bit of an extended line here. But again, very clear. Once we break, you go long. If this was a stock, you would be buying that all day long. And yeah, same thing here. Once we break, platinum is to outperform the M2 money supply. So again, I could go on. Same thing, again, same wedge. Not going to spend more time. The main takeaway is very, very clear. The 4-year wedge, once it breaks to the upside, platinum is actually going to outperform most other metrics that we've been looking at all at once. Very powerful. I believe we will get the break to the upside. Again, could I be wrong? Absolutely. And the counter, to that is if we break down from the wedge, we're going to underperform heavily again for a period of time against all other metrics. But I do believe we will have it in the green where we outperform. So that is all, guys. Have an amazing day. And yeah, please, again, subscribe to the Substack, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. Have an amazing day, guys. Cheers and bye.